Hello everyone, this is Ishan. I'm in Mumbai right now and just going to talk a little bit about how cultural exchanges can affect the study outcomes. So let's try to understand first of all what I feel are cultural exchanges or intercultural exchanges. See, these could happen through study abroad programs. They could happen through on-campus accommodation. They could happen in the classroom. They could happen through on-campus non-academic activities as well, cultural activities. It's basically when students of different cultures mingle with each other, get to learn about each other's culture in more detail than what we see superficially. So there is an opportunity on campuses through educational institutes for students to get to know each other in more detail than just the surface. Just like the iceberg model, what you see at the tip is what we see around everywhere, but through education, through institutions, it is possible to actually see what lies below the iceberg that is not visible always to the naked eye. Now, what kind of educational outcomes are actually achieved through these intercultural exchanges or cultural exchanges? There could be many. If we look at educational outcomes, let's pick the first one, leadership. Through education, we are looking at forming leaders, future leaders in different fields. And leadership does require us to understand what people around the world are, what their cultural habits are, what their traditions are, the languages they speak, food they eat, what is rude for someone, what could be polite for somebody else, what are some work-related rituals, what are the power distances at workplaces, what are the power distances within families. So all these factors form the basis of leadership skills, and those could be achieved. You could get a little sneak peek into the diversity, the cultural aspect of these leadership qualities through intercultural exchanges. I think that's one of the major outcomes that we are able to achieve. The other outcomes are, of course, apart from leadership, you could say making people more culturally sensitive, increasing the level of empathy that students have for each other, making them broad-minded. And this is not necessary for students from different countries. It could also be for students from the same countries coming from different parts. It could be an interaction between an Italian student coming from the northern part and the southern part. It could be between Indian students coming from the same state, but from the regional part of the state and the rural part of the state. So it's not just about interaction between cultures of different countries, but it's also the mingling, the interaction between cultures within the same geographic locations and geographic regions, which are possible through intercultural exchanges.